Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pochile Femwape, that boy from Mombwa trying to make a difference. Welcome to yet another exciting and thrilling episode of the Unfiltered Talkshow with Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm so happy because, as they say, what a man can do, a woman can do better. We noticed to say we never had a female guest on our podcast. So today we are going to be having our first ever female guest. I'm sure to say if you're on TikTok, you've heard of the sound international model. Today I'm privileged to be talking to the face behind that sound. Madam, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm fine. We're very grateful for you having to just make time to come and feature on our show.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here today.
Yes, we've really been looking forward to having you. Yes.
Thank you.
So maybe kickstarting the conversation, give an introduction to the lovely viewers of who exactly is my guest for today.
Thank you for that honor. Hello, Zambia. My name is Luvuto Muntanga. I'm a third-year student at the National Institute of Public Administration, pursuing my bachelor's degree in business administration. I am a model and a finalist for Miss Charm Zambia 2026. I'm also advocating for youth mental health and suicide prevention. Thank you.
All right. So that's indeed a very mouthful introduction. So basically, I've heard a lot about you. You know, I've heard to say you won Zusa. What's it called?
Miss Zusa.
Yeah, so she won Miss Zusa. Basically, she's someone who is very talented and very gifted at what she does. So today our topic will be perfecting your craft or your skill or talent while maintaining the schoolwork. All right. Many other times there's been this aspect of a lot of people having to say you cannot save two masters at a time. You are a student, and despite being a student, you are really investing in your craft. So our topic for today is perfecting your craft alongside schoolwork.
Okay.
So, Madam Loboto, maybe just give our lovely viewers a broad understanding of what you do. What is it that you do? Explain to us.
Okay, so I'm a model. I'm a runway fashion model as well as a pageant queen. I've been on the runway showcasing for designers, I think for 2 years now. And I've also taken part in pageants. I've participated in the Miss Queen of Zambia 2024. And I also participated in Miss Zusa 2025. So Miss Zusa is a pageant all about sports. You've heard of the Zusa Games, I believe.
Yes.
When you go for the Zusa Games, on the last day, there's a competition, which is Miss Zusa, and I managed to scoop second place, which was the first runner-up.
Congratulations.
As a representative for my school.
Yes.
And this year, I'm giving it all to Miss Charm Zambia, a big international pageant. So that's what I'm doing currently now.
Maybe take you back. You know, most of the time we often admire the final product and we do not recognize the work, the behind the scenes work. You know, most of the time you find to say a very beautiful artwork is a lot of people want to capture pictures on it, but we don't give credit to the artist, okay, that created that artwork. So just to maybe having to recognize all the hard work that you've put in, maybe just give us a backstory. When did you start doing what you do?
Okay, so modeling for me, I describe it as a passion and a talent. I started modeling. I became passionate about it when I was a teenager, and of course I had to discuss it with my mother. But I couldn't start immediately when I discovered that I was passionate about it because
What made you discover that you are really passionate about it?
So I used to watch videos of models and I really liked it. I started imitating them and I realized that I was so good at it and I just wanted to be part of the dream.
You know, when we talk of podcasts, someone that I highly look up to is Kenny T 101. He has a podcast, he's Zambian. I really look up to him. So in your model sense, do you also like have someone that you look up to?
Yes.
Like at a young age, who are you looking up to in the...
Okay, at a young age, I would go for Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
Kendall Jenner is a famous model today. So I grew up watching the show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and that's where I got to discover Kendall Jenner, and she was a big motivation and inspiration for me. But as of now, my focus is on Yasmin Winaudam. She's also a famous fashion runway model.
Okay, so before I forget, how do you feel when you are scrolling on TikTok and you find the internet? Do you know that sound was because the day that video was recorded, I was among the guys and it's you that was passing. Yeah. So you were passing and people were shouting, international model, international model, international model. And it was posted on TikTok, I guess.
Yes.
And within a few hours, like the sound blew up. I found it was being used by different people. Yeah. So do you know that is the sound?
Yes, I do know it's my sound.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the real owner of international model sound. Most of the time you find to say I get to see a lot of videos and I'm like, this video is followable too, and people don't give a credit. This one is the real international model. So like, how does that make you feel when you meet such a video?
I got recognition from that video. Actually, I also need to thank the people behind that sound.
Yeah.
Without them, it wouldn't have been possible.
Oh, yeah?
I've been to different places and people just recognize me as the international model.
Oh, really? So actually you got the recognition?
Yes.
So I thought maybe people never realized.
No, they did. Actually, when they just see me walk, they say, your walk is exactly as the international model.
Yes.
And I'm always proud to say it was me.
So, for us who are in campus, we know you, we mingle with you, our colleague, we know definitely to say, even if Lubuto was going to pass here, she carries the art of being a model. Okay? I think this is something that has to be talked about more. I have a friend of mine, DN Fury. He's an artist, okay? So basically, even the looks, the demeanor, okay, shows to say this guy is an artist. And I feel that talks more. They say dress according to how you want to be addressed. So when exactly did you get enshrined and make sure to say even when you're walking, you have the moves of the model? When exactly did that time come?
It came 2 years ago. Like you've said, you have to dress the way you want to be addressed.
Yes.
So I just realized that I wanted everyone to know that I am a model, and that's when I started learning that I need to carry myself as a model. I don't have to walk in a place and introduce myself as a model. I just want to have those natural features. Someone would just look at me and say, oh, she's a model.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
So what year are you in?
I'm in my 3rd year, 1st semester.
When did you come? So basically that's 2024?
Yes.
Yes. So, there's been this long-standing norm, okay, which is, or saying, which is, you cannot save two masters at a time. But I think you've broken that barrier, You've proven beyond odds to say that is just a saying. Maybe share with us how you've managed to balance schoolwork alongside perfecting your craft.
Okay, so that has been a challenge as well. Balancing up schoolwork and modeling has been a challenge that I have accepted. Because in the beginning, when I was starting this, I knew what I was getting myself into. Therefore, I am a determined person. So when I set my mind to do something, I make sure I achieve it. Of course, I have to invest in school. I have to invest in modeling as well. Balancing it has not been so easy, but it has been manageable. Time management and doing more of what you love. I love modeling, so for me, it's not something that takes up my time. I really enjoy what I do. In school, of course, I want to be in the business sector. I want to be a successful young CEO. That's how I manage to balance it. I just do more of what I love.
What do you think is the most misunderstood part of modeling?
The misunderstood part of modeling is people think we sell ourselves. Like when we're showcasing, I'll give an example. We're showcasing bikinis on the runway. People get it wrong. They think we're showcasing our bodies. It's not that. We are showcasing what we are wearing. So I would really respect and appreciate it if people just change the side of view about modeling, because it's not about us selling ourselves out there. It's about what we are showcasing to you. And I would really appreciate if they respected that.
So have you ever received any negative feedback based on what you do as modeling?
Yes, so many times.
Tell us about two.
Okay, so I'll start with the show that I had on Sunday, the preliminary competition for Miss Charm Zambia. So it was basically a swimsuit competition, and people got it wrong. I received so many text messages on WhatsApp of, does your mother know that you're doing this? Why did you have to walk naked? Like, why would you say that? I was not naked. I was showcasing my body, and
What did you wear?
I was wearing a swimsuit, and it was so fun. Like, we wear swimsuits when we have.
Were you naked though?
No, I wasn't. That's the wrong idea. You see, Paul?
Yeah.
That's the wrong idea that people get. That's the wrong view they have. We wear bikinis when we're at the beach. We go for swimming. So I don't get why people would even say that. The fact that my mother is so supportive of my modeling career, I really appreciate it. And it kind of disturbs me when people bring
I even
news.
wanted to ask you to say, how is your mother's reaction towards what you do?
She's been so supportive.
Yeah.
When I started talking about it when I was a teenager back then, she told me, first you need to complete your grade 12, then I'll help you out, which I did. So I started modeling in 2022. I'm from Ndola Copper Belt, so I had to travel to Lusaka to achieve my dreams.
Yep.
So I came here and I started with the Ace Models Zambia. I've been with the agency since then. And believe me, it's the best agency in Zambia. If you want to be a successful model, you need to reach out to the Ace Models Zambia.
What has been your reaction to the negative feedback? You know, one thing that we don't realize is negative feedback either destroys us or builds us to go higher. Okay, what has been your reaction? Most definitely, looking at the society, it's something that is part and parcel of the society. We cannot run away from it. Most definitely, people, when they see models having to be in bikinis, they will be like, these people, like maybe you're not well cultured, you're not well natured. So how has been your response to such actions in most cases?
Obviously, I wouldn't be rude. I do also understand that maybe these people don't really have a clear view on modeling. They don't have the knowledge about it. So I do help them. I just give them the right answer. I articulate myself in a way that someone would definitely understand. As long as I just make sure that their point of view has been cleared up.
Look, a student, okay, you're in third year. Maybe there's someone who is maybe in primary, secondary, first year, second year, okay, they have this passion of modeling. I want you to advise this young person on how basically they can establish themselves as a successful model while still having academics on the other hand. How have you, give us your experience, how have you managed to balance?
So I have managed to balance modeling and academics at the same time. Like I mentioned before, I've been passionate about this. I love doing what I do. I really enjoy it. So the first advice would be, as long as you love it and you enjoy doing modeling, you won't have the view of it's a very big challenge managing academics and modeling. It will be manageable if you love what you are doing, but your focus should also be on education, because of course Zambia needs to produce well-educated models to represent us out there on the international stage.
When it comes to our parents' perspective of having to come to school and just focus mainly on academics, seeing you are indeed someone who is focusing on academics as well as building a brand, okay, what would you advise our parents? What would you advise such parents that are so harsh on their children, telling them to say, just focus on school, just focus on, what would you advise them?
Okay, so before I give advice to the parents, I will start giving advice to my fellow youths. It's never too late to do something, Paul. It's never too late. There's time for everything. So if you have strict parents, of course you have to respect them and their wishes. Why don't you first grant their wishes? They want you to be successful. You can start modeling even when you graduate. There's still enough time. Then for the parents, I would love to advise our parents out there. You need to believe in your child. You need to believe and trust them. If you know your child can handle something very well, for instance, like we've said, modeling, you need to respect the fact that your child is interested in modeling. You don't have to take away their dreams as a parent. You have to be supportive and stand by them. Because it wouldn't be nice if you said no and your child started doing things behind your back. That would be so disrespectful to you as a parent. So I believe when it starts from home, you have a supportive family. Even out there, you know that you have people behind your back. Your family supports you, they push you, therefore you be successful. So parents shouldn't be really harsh and they shouldn't judge their kids. In fact, they should do more research about it before they say no.
Let's talk of places like church, your former school, the elders of your community. How has been their response to what you do?
Their response to what I do. Okay, so for church, as long as I just don't forget my values and I always put God first. That was the advice. I need to put God first in everything that I do, and I'm old enough to know what is right and wrong. I know what is good, bad, and sin and whatever else there. So in this industry, there's a lot involved. A lot. There's I'll give up satanism. There's also prostitution as well. Yes. So I believe in modeling. It's your choice. It's up to you. You know what is good or bad. So the church has been my guide, using Bible lessons, helping me understand in ways I can overcome the spirit of fear or temptation. Rather.
And they say, seek the kingdom of God first, and all these things they shall be added.
Yes. So they've really helped me.
And how has been the response of the community?
The community to this, they've just understood that it's something that I'm passionate about it, but of course they guide me. When they see my posts are not really colliding with how I'm supposed to behave, they do reach out and tell me, no, you're overdoing this. And of course, the community, I have elders in the community, so they do share their knowledge because they're wise people. They're older than me. They do share their knowledge on how I'm supposed to carry myself, but they are very much supportive.
Lord, what do you think has kept you going? Okay, from you said you started modeling in 2022, and this is 2026. You've still been on the game. Okay, what do you think has kept you going all this while?
What has kept me going is my determination and my belief, my objectives to achieve my goals. I want to be a successful model, and I also believe I've carried that belief of I can't just become successful overnight. Of course, I have to do this step by step. Therefore, I'm patient and I don't rush. I just don't want to engage myself in any activities just to put myself out there. I also want to clear another part. I'm not doing this for fame, but I'm doing this for recognition. I want people to recognize me for my talents and my passion for modeling.
At first, when you're giving an introduction, you said you're a model who's advocating for
youth mental health and suicide prevention.
Tell us about that. What is it all about?
Okay, so my advocacy began with compassion. Last year, 2025, we had so many cases of youth suicide cases. And it was so heartbreaking because we are the leaders, we are the future of tomorrow. And as a youth, I thought to myself, we are not setting as a good example to our young ones. I have a young sibling. If I take my life, how am I setting as an example to my sibling? So this advocacy began with compassion. I didn't like seeing that people are taking their lives because they are afraid of opening up. I'm sure these people that take their lives, I don't look at them as a weakness, but I see it as there's someone who was afraid to open up. They held in a lot of things. Of course, in the end, people would just give a headline of, no, this person took their life because of credit. But it's not really of credit. I feel like there's more. And therefore, I'm ready to create safe spaces where young people can openly talk about their challenges. Mental health is very important. And as a country, a community, we just need to help one another, be there for one another, and do not judge people.
All right. So, hi, ladies and gentlemen. Once more, my name is Pochilo Femape, that boy from Mombwa, trying to make a difference. I'm having a good time. I've learned quite a number of things, and I believe to say you've also learned. Do make sure to say you drop what you've learned in the comment section. So, maybe before we conclude, let me ask you a question. Here's some. You said you're from Ndola.
Yes.
There is more of a tradition on how we end our podcast. There is a young girl from Ndola that's watching you currently. If you do not know Luvuto, you are doing the most. I want to personally congratulate you. You are doing the most. Okay, for you to be recognized as international model, that's not a small name.
Yeah.
Okay, you know the names that we call one another have spirits. Okay, and basically the Bible tells us to say we speak things into existence. If you are going to look in the mirror and tell yourself to say, I am an international model. If you are going to be happy when you are called international model, you are building something in the spirit. Okay, so Luvuto, there is a young person that looks up to you. Okay, and as they say, when we give up, we disappoint that person that looks up to us. So, what word of encouragement or advice would you render them? Most definitely, you've gotten the experience. Experience is the best teacher. You've evolved and you've built yourself. I want you to look into the camera and advise this young person that looks up to you. Give them a word of encouragement.
Hello from wherever you're watching me. My advice to you is you need to set objectives on how you are going to achieve your goal and dreams. Dreams do come true, but they come at the cost of your time, your investment, your determination, and your spirit to get a positive outcome. Do not give up. There are people out there who will give you negative insights about your dreams, but as long as you believe and trust in yourself, you are powerful. You can make a difference. You can make the world a better place. Just as I'm sitting here giving you this advice, you can take my place or even higher places and do the same. So set your goals and achieve your dreams. Thank you.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Pochilo Femape, that boy from Mombwa trying to make a difference. As I told you, I'm so excited because she is indeed the first ever female guest to feature on the Unfiltered Talk Show with Paul. As I said, we speak things into existence. One day the Unfiltered Talk Show with Paul is going to be a very big podcast. And I want you to always remember to say, I was the first female guest on the Unfiltered Talk Show with Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest, Luvuto. I just want to say thank you once more for coming through and sparing your time. Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Do make sure to say you like, comment, and share. See you in the next episode.